Durga Allah, Muhammad Jihad. Bagala, Muhammad Jihad. Bagala, Muhammad Jihad. Allah, Durga, Muhammad Jihad. Muhammad Jihad.
Oh, shit. Come on, Gary. Act. You have the power.
Bak, Durk Allah. Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Haka Sherpa, Bagala. Oh, Durga.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid? Why aren't more people intelligent, like me? I'm so lonely, so lonely and sadly alone. There's no one, just me only, sitting on my little throne. I work very hard and make up great plans, but nobody listens, no one understands. Seems like no one takes me seriously, and so I'm lonely, a bit of lonely. Pour it on me.
Oh, this coffee smells like shit.
Grant any last wishes? I was referring to you.
Not that the chains aren't a hot look, but no. I'm not gonna straddle you in front of all these guys.
What if I killed all of them first?
I'm just taking over where God left off.
If you really believe that, then you should clone yourself.
So I can understand your unique perspective?
No. So you can go fuck yourself.
Dr. Evil! I'm killing! Gotcha! Ow! You shot me, you a-hole!
The hell is this? Tastes like Gatorade.
Is that Brondo stuff?
They're watering crops with a sports drink?
Rondo the Thirst Mutilator had come to replace water virtually everywhere. Water, the basic component of all life, had been deemed a threat to Brondo's profit margin. The solution came during the budget crisis of 2330, when the Brondo Corporation simply bought the FDA and the FCC, enabling them to say, do, and sell anything they wanted. Joe didn't know any of this, but he did see a problem that he might actually be able to solve. With his options running out, Joe took a bold step. He would not get out of the way. This time, he would lead.
For the last time, I'm pretty sure what's killing the crops is this Brondo stuff.
The Brondo's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is that you want us to put water on the crops?
Yes.
Water? Like out the toilet?
I don't know if you guys know it, but you're out of toilet paper.
I
I am the great Cornholio. Tippy? For my bunghole? I need tippy for my bunghole. I need tippy for my bunghole. I need tippy for my bunghole. Tippy for my bunghole? I need tippy for my bunghole. Tippy for my bunghole? I must get tippy for my bunghole. Tippy for my bunghole? Yeah. Tippy for my bunghole. Yeah, pretty good. I need tippy for my bunghole. Tippy! You must give me your tippy. I need tippy for my bunghole. You will give me tippy. Give me your tippy. You will give me tippy. Are you threatening me? 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 I need Roleos for my bunghole. I need Roleos for my bunghole. Do you have any oleo? Do you have any oleo? Roleo. Roleos for my bunghole. I need oleo for my bunghole. I have a portfolio in my bunghole with my oleo. Roleo. Roleos for my bunghole. The almighty bunghole. Almighty bunghole. The almighty bunghole. You cannot escape the almighty bunghole. You may. You cannot escape. Bunghole. 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 Yeah. Bunghole. 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 I have no bunghole. I am the great Cornholio. Keepy?
Defy once and I'll be out of sight. Stay and think I'll be nice. I'd rather fight and be the one who dares spice.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Original Red Pill Show. Today is Thursday. Oh. And what?
Bless you.
Thank you. Do I have to quarantine myself now?
Did you sneeze on anybody?
Uh-uh.
I think you could then. You sound like you're getting ready to do it again. Bless you again.
What the hell? You know, I start this show. My friends call me at 7:59. I'm sitting here waiting for all this shit to play, and then as soon as I turn the mic on, I start sneezing. La 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 la. Okay. I have the sniffles. Good thing we're all locked down. You will stay in your home now. Ready? Should we try this again? Okay.
Sniffleophagus.
Snuffle. Yeah, right. Snuffleophagus.
No, sniffle. Sniffleophagus.
Is that a new character now on the show or Sesame Street? Or
That's your new character.
New character? Okay. A new nickname.
Okay, do your intro.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the original Red Pill Show. Today is Thursday, right? Thursday, March 26, 2020. This show is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Your internet connection is unstable. Really? The fuck does that mean? I'm not doing video to save bandwidth. I'm doing my responsible thing here. What the fuck? I've never seen that before. This show is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Please use it at your own risk. This show is copyrighted by me and Freedom Revolution Network. No part of it can be reused, rebroadcasted in any way, shape, or form without my written consent or our written consent, or I could just give a shit. Hang on. Just don't take it out of context. I can do that myself perfectly well. Finally, this show is opinionated. The host, especially me, callers, Melissa, the co-host / business owner. Watch out for her. Are and always will be opinionated. People that are naughty in the chat room and the gatekeeper, Pamela, is she in there? Will throw you out and throw you into the pits of hell forever. If you misbehave, no swearing, no breaking into the show. Y'all need to get a life and go fuck yourself. Are opinionated. Under no circumstances whatsoever should opinions be taken as advice. If you are seeking professional advice, we strongly encourage you to hire a license if required person in his or her field there. Little Tommy. Hey, man. No. That is me. Broadcasting live from the lockdown town of Loveland, Colorado, in the whole county. You cannot go nowhere. Nowhere! We need to see your papers, and if you leave, you will be shot on sight. Nothing, no toilet paper, no essentials. I don't know why you would pick toilet paper as essentials. I would go to the liquor aisle myself, but it's me. I'd get some vodka. That's Putin, though. I'm doing German right now, right? Is German beer in Russian would be vodka, right?
Yes.
Okay. I need my vodka. This is Putin. I let this thing out so you all could go fuck yourself, okay? I need the vodka. Okay, anyway, broadcasting live from the lovely town of Loveland, Colorado, where we're all just locked down and we'll be shot on sight if we leave. So, other than that, I'm bored off my fucking ass. And that's it.
Are you having a rough time dealing with this?
Yes, I'm going nuts. I was walking outside. My neighbor's like, boy, you got to be going crazy. And I said, yeah, I really am. Because they know I'm never here or whatever. And I live alone and blah. And they, well, you can't go to the gym or nothing. I'm like, no. And I'm working out. I will say this, though. I'm on Instagram. There's some very creative workouts being done with people at home.
Well, I can tell you that I learned a lot of what they used to call housewife exercises.
So,
women that, were housewives and didn't get out to the gym and stuff. And using your cleaning and your like canned goods as weights, bags of sugar, things like that to give you your weight resistance. Yeah, my connection's unstable too, apparently, today.
Is that what it said?
Yeah, it just popped up.
Yeah, I've never seen that in my life. And
I
like
had it
said,
happen the other day too.
I took the video out to save bandwidth and just popped up the whatever. Bless you.
Well, that has to do with your internet connection, not the actual bandwidth. My internet's been wonky as hell for the last week.
But why would it be what? So it's unstable? Is that what you're saying? It's not overloaded, or I mean,
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's overloaded and therefore makes everybody's connections unstable.
Well, again, that's why I'm saying
Yeah.
not do the video, because video takes more bandwidth than audio. So it's like you can just look at a red pill and a blue pill and figure out what the fuck you want to swallow instead of looking at me. Whatever. So yeah. So what happened to V1 last night?
I have no idea.
Really? She wasn't even on Blog Talk, because I'm sitting here waiting for her to come on.
Yeah, I know.
And the show schedule wasn't updated, and I know I'm not busting your balls. I'm just saying.
I thought I updated this show schedule.
Well, it didn't update because Pamela thought we were. Let me look. Hang on. I'm not trying to cause you problems.
I've just there's been so many freaking weird technical issues. And
I'm just sharing my
it
story. I know. I know. What are you eating? A Snickers bar?
No, actually, okay, that's kind of a funny question. My son just got up and I was loading his morning bowl.
Nice. Hang on.
You asked.
There you go. I had to put the sound effects in there.
Sometimes you don't want the answers for the questions you ask.
Remind me to talk about tonsils, but go ahead. Okay, so what are you eating?
About tonsils? I'm not eating anything.
Oh, well, it sounded like a rapper. Were you rapping or unwrapping?
We have a little bit of shatter hash, and
Oh,
I had to unwrap it and nip off a little piece.
That makes sense. All right, now I get the background noise. So
Sorry about that. I didn't think it would be picked up. I should know better by now.
No, it's okay.
But we live in a legal state, so there you go.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, my neighbors and I were talking, like 4 of us standing outside, of course, keeping our social distancing. And it's an outside common area, but how Denver tried shutting down the liquor stores and all that. And that kind of backfired on them. So,
Oh yeah, I did.
yeah.
But at least there are, even I, as much as I don't like alcohol, I know that there are people out there who literally will be in the hospital if they do not drink. So I do kind of get it. And, that also goes into some kind of dark areas, but there's other various reasons why it's probably a good idea.
To drink?
Well, okay, I was trying to avoid going down that rabbit hole.
Why? Oh, really? On this show? Okay.
Well, because I'm trying not to be dark. I'm trying to be uplifting and positive. And this isn't one of those topics. And, but women who are in abusive situations with an alcoholic husband or boyfriend or significant other, whatever, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because if their significant other does not have alcohol, that could throw them into a rage. And if they do have alcohol, again, that could throw them into a rage. So it's a double-edged sword, but it's less likely that an alcoholic withdrawing from alcohol, as long as they at least have a little bit, will do that. So I don't know. Like I said, it was a dark rabbit hole I didn't want to go down today, but
no, that's fine.
there you go.
I don't really care. So I just still can't believe that the liquor stores and the alcohol aisles full of product and there's no toilet paper. I still just can't. We talked about that yesterday.
Right.
I just don't. It dumbfounds me. So. I don't know. It's kind of hard, whether it's dark or negative or whatever. It's kind of hard not to tread into that area because what's going on right now is exactly that. So I mean,
Well, yeah, I know.
so to have apathy or not talk about it is not really gonna.
Well,
change.
and a lot of people are like, why are they allowing liquor stores to be open? We can understand the weed stores because there's a lot of medical patients that don't have their licenses and things like that. We can understand that off the top. But the moment you say the liquor stores are going to be open, it's like, why? Well, there are actually reasons. They may not be great reasons or happy reasons, but they're reasons.
Right.
So that's my negative rant for the day.
And fine with me. I just had the stupid television on with CNBC again, and I'm just like, you guys. Kramer was on there, and I don't like that guy because years ago he said, no, we need to sell our Apple stock. This is really bad, and I did, and the thing went through the roof. So it's like it's the last time I'm listening to him. But he's sitting there running the desk, and he was talking to the Secretary of Treasury, and they were talking about this, that, and everything else, and then Kramer referred to how China, we're not going to be like China and put video cameras in hospitals because they're a communistic country and violate human rights. And it's like, where was your opinion on that when all these big corporations decided to relocate over there and take our jobs and manufacture all our crap? I don't remember you or anybody referring to how a communistic violation of human rights country they were when it was to your advantage.
Right.
I'm so sick of people. They finally want to look at the truth and look at the real situation and not shove it in a corner, sweep it under the rug because it benefits them. But then when that finally comes out and it pops its head out, oh, well, now they're a communist country and they violate human rights and they lied to us and they cost us billions of dollars. Really? Why? Because now it's affecting you. When it affects the peasants and the workers here, you can go piss up the road. And they're great, and we're just trying to help a third world country, and blah 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 blah. It's really interesting how everything's flip flopping around now, and I'm just getting
Oh yeah. Oh, everything is. It's all getting all twisted up. I mean, we have socialistic things going on in our country. We're calling people out that we haven't been and trying to be friends with those that we weren't. And yeah, it's a mess.
I'm tired of the terms too, because nobody will say
do.
Bailout. This is a bailout. No, it's a recovery. They got all these nice little softer terms for it now. And it's like,
semantics.
It's a bailout. I don't care. Someone's at the door. You want to get that, honey? I'm sitting here watching TV, drinking my beer.
And that would be your other boss.
What did I do? Couldn't you fire me in private? What's wrong with you two? Okay.
We're ganging up on you.
It's Scarlett from Clarity After Midnight. Hello.
Dark.
No, midnight.
Clarity After Dark.
Dark for who? Vampires?
Everybody.
You guys stay up all night.
It's the night falls.
I fell asleep trying to catch your show, and it came on like at frickin' midnight.
Yeah, it's Clarity After Dark.
Yeah, but you're in Minnesota, so that's like an hour even ahead of me. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, doesn't this woman sleep?
No, I don't. Actually.
That's why she's never up for our show.
Right. Unless things happen. And then I'm awake, like now. And pissed. And rip-roared, ready to go. Okay. I've got some insider...
Okay, go ahead.
I got some insider information, you guys. And this is really big, a really goddamn big deal. Mel knows that I have been trying to get some packages for the past couple days, right? And with that being said, I've been trying to get these packages for a couple days. And I've been calling the post office because I wanted to make sure I knew where these packages were. Postman 2-3 days ago said, oh no, they're going to be back on the truck the next day. Okay. All right. Because they tried to deliver, sent, sorry, we missed you. Okay. So I go and I wait for the next day. Packages don't come. And I'm like, what the heck? I get they're busy, but okay. So I call back again the next day. And I'm like, okay, so where are my packages? And they're like, oh no, he's going to come on his second route of today. Don't you worry about it. Because I do know that they show up here twice a day. I live in an apartment building. So today we call again. Okay, they keep telling us, oh no, they'll be on there. Until I come out, because I had Mr. Tire call, because I've called 2 days in a row. So I had Mr. Tire call today. He tells him, oh no, it'll be there. I said, hold on. I said, look, I've talked to you 3 days in a row now. I said, they're not showing up at my house. I've been waiting for 3 days. He goes, oh, well, they are here at the post office if you want to pick them up. So they're not on the truck? Okay. Mr. Tire goes to the post office this morning. The United States Postal Service has stopped delivery on all packages.
What?
Yes. They will not deliver to any home anymore or apartment building. They will not leave your package outside if you do not have a place to keep it safe. And they're just leaving them at the post office. So every person in America is going to have to go to the post office when they realize their packages aren't showing up on their door. And that's where it's going to spread, is inside the United States Postal Service, because they are no longer delivering packages anywhere. Anywhere. If you do not have a home or a package space, and they said even at homes they're not delivering them because they don't want contact with the individual.
It's not like they have contact anyway. They leave the shit on the front porch.
They said they won't leave it on the front porch during this time.
So then what the hell is Amazon going to do?
Amazon's is Amazon, for the Amazon packages that Amazon delivers, they're fine. But 3 of my packages this week were from Amazon through the United States Postal Service. I did not receive them until I went physically to the post office and figured this out today. And this is a huge deal because I thought it was just my, because my apartment building had refused packages. So I assumed it had something to do with that, why they were like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Your apartment manager wants to give you shit, we'll give you shit, right? But no. This is something that the Postal Service refuses to announce, but has decided.
Well, that's going to be their demise. I saw they were going to file bankruptcy in June or something anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's horrible.
But this is the final nail in the coffin that could shut down mail within a couple weeks.
Are they still delivering the regular mail?
Regular mail is still coming because I've still been receiving regular mail every day.
That's all I care about at the moment.
But yeah, packages, no packages. You will have to go to the postal office to get your packages.
Wow.
Yeah. So I hope everybody out there doesn't have things coming like medication or important things or items that they might need to survive to be inside so they don't have to go to a store. They're telling you to buy all your things online. Oh, trust the mail. Have it sent through the mail ain't delivering.
Well, it looks like I picked a bad time to order a robot sex doll.
Right?
Well, you just ruined my day.
I mean, seriously.
No, I know. I'm just
kidding. I'm just kind of upset that they strung me along for 3 days, too. They kept telling me, oh, no, it's coming on the next truck. Don't worry about it. Oh, no, call at 8 o'clock in the morning before our postal carriers leave. And they strung me along for 3 days until I was like, quit the shit. I'm calling the office of the postal inspector and I'm calling your postal manager and I'm going to figure this out. And then I'm going to put a complaint through to the postmaster general. So I'm going to need some answers. For the postal inspector and I'm calling your postal. I can't do that type of stuff. I just can't. That stuff drives me insane. But to think that there are probably millions of people who are waiting for packages now, including medications that will not receive their packages until this is potentially over or the post office collapses, is asinine. And how many people aren't going to figure this out? And the postal service after 3 days,
why aren't they leaving the little tags?
They did. Oh, they did, but they didn't tell you how you could re-get it. And they just kept saying redelivery. Sorry, we missed you. We'll try again. I got 3 days of those tags. Sorry, we missed you. But nobody ever rang my buzzer. And I kept watching because my Amazon packages tell you when they scan it in. So it was like delivery attempted at 8:36 in the morning, and it's like 9 o'clock, like right now, and it's like, well, I was up at 8:36 and nobody rang my buzzer, or I didn't even see the mail truck outside. What the hell?
Wow.
So they're not even like driving around to my side. They're just walking through my building, putting all those up, because they told me on the phone they didn't have time to ring my buzzer. How come you guys had time 3 weeks ago to ring my buzzer?
That's nuts.
Nothing's really truly changed.
You know,
3 weeks ago to now, to be honest, with the mail. Yeah, only volume has changed. That's the only thing that you could say has changed. But as far as you don't have time to buzz, but you have time to put mail in my individual box.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
We got another caller. Are you guys ready? Open to that?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
get ready, because yesterday we got freaking
We
attacked
we got attacked yesterday, Scarlett.
real bad.
Oh, well, good. Bring it on.
So hang on. Here we go.
Yeah, this is Bonnie.
Good morning, Bonnie.
Hello, Bonnie.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Except for people that aren't getting their mail. I'm slower here too. That's, I heard you talking about the mail, and I know at least in this state there were several Amazon centers that had employees positive, but the stuff that comes from Amazon, because I live in West Washington, it's been being delivered on the porch on time, but the stuff.
So is mine. Amazon even came up to my apartment door and left the package so far during this time. So shout out to Amazon out here, because they're at least trying to help folks.
Well, yeah, and I've made a good friendship with my postal carrier, so I'm getting some stuff, but some stuff is still coming late. So it's stuff that's coming through the post office and then getting to the the postal carrier, because she just doesn't in town here. So, she has she walks and delivers everything, but some of the packages have looked like they've been through hell. I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
You're lucky that you at least have that, because, that's probably the only thing that'll save you if you're local to stop to give packages. But I couldn't believe that they said we're not delivering packages anymore to homes, to businesses, to apartment buildings. You're going to have to come in and get them.
Yeah, my old roommate had some dog food delivered, and she couldn't find it. They said they had delivered it, couldn't find it. It was finally found in some bushes, and the box was just totaled. I can't believe the bags of dog food didn't explode.
Well, I got some delivered from Chewy, and the box, it was in great shape. Chewy emailed me and told me it should be there, in how many hours or whatever, and it was in good shape. But FedEx delivered it. Was it FedEx or was it? Yeah, it was FedEx, I think, and they're private. So I think they definitely have done better, but not much mail. Just no. I don't think they're handling as much of the advertising mail now. So I'm not getting as much junk mail, at least. That's the one positive thing I can,
I think they're streamlining it without telling us what they've decided to streamline, because it would cause concern. If people knew that they weren't going to be getting their packages, people might riot over that. They can now they're just probably going to chalk it up to mail losses and, we lost it in the mail, or, it's coming into perpetuity, but then you can never receive your package. It's like mail hell. It's like mail purgatory. It's awful.
It is. And I get several of my medications through the mail. Unfortunately, I got them in about a week ago. So I should have. Right. But that's what concerns me for everybody else. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of elderly people in our building. And are they ordering medications? Will they not receive them now? And do they even have someone to go pick up their packages now? No. Well, maybe that's something that FEMA needs to be talking to USPS, about, and And
Yeah, because
you know,
USPS is technically private. They're technically not a part of the federal government, even though they receive federal funding and they have a federal structure. They're still technically a private entity like the IRS or, you know, the Federal Reserve, where they're not technically connected, but they're a part of the government. And I think someone needs to. Does FEMA even know that they're doing this?
I don't think they do, and that's why
I don't think they do
federal
either.
Government, any company that the federal government pays or contracts out to needs to follow certain requirements. So I'd be curious to find out what FEMA has said that the postal carriers are required to do and not required to do. I haven't heard a thing.
Well, and they are required to give us our packages and not interfere. And so they have to tell us how we can receive our packages. That's,
unless,
you know, the Office of the Postal. Yeah, the Office of the Postal Inspector, you know, states that. You know, and I have, they wouldn't even give me their postal manager's name. I mean, it was really serious. Like, I couldn't even file a complaint. They just were like, nope, we're not talking to you. And I was like, do you understand why people could be upset? Like, if people have medications, people have important items that they're ordering for wellness through the internet, and they can't receive these items.
Well, you know, I use that internet Let Me Know from USPS where I signed up for it. And they show me pictures of exactly what's coming that they deliver. And definitely a lot less stuff, not as much junk mail and advertising. A lot of it they don't put in, but there's always a few things that they scan and put in, but there's a place to complain. And I have used that numerous times. And I don't know if people even use that. I know I do, my sister does, because we like to gripe. You know.
Yeah, I do too.
And
that's my jam. Like, you know what? You got some agencies I can complain to? Yes, we're in for it. Where can I file a formal complaint? Here we go.
Yeah, and you can do that online. So.
Oh, good. I'll be doing that too, because I have them calling me back as well. But we're going to be doing that too, because I just, honestly, from a journalistic perspective, I want to catch them on the horn saying it. And then as well, then report it to everybody, because no other journalist has this story. And I'm sorry, that's a really big deal that they're going to not be delivering the mail. And that's a postal service decision, we were told.
And you need to post that on our business page. And we do have Andy on the line as well.
Yeah, we have another caller.
Oh,
you guys ready?
Wonderful. We are ready. Bring him in.
And this is our Andy, by the way.
Oh, this is good.
Oh, yay.
Yes,
this is
That's
really
really
exciting.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Andy.
Hi.
This is Andy.
What's up, Andy?
Morning.
I think that's a loaded question these days. What's up?
Yeah.
What's down would be a little bit longer list at this point.
Yeah, people have little to do nowadays.
Well, fortunately for me, I work from home anyway. But, you know, at the same time, and I posted a lengthy message on Facebook a couple of weeks ago to this effect. Even though I work from home, I still like going out and doing things. And it's the restriction of that freedom that really gets you. It doesn't matter how introverted you are, how much you like staying at home. Being told now you cannot go out is, you know, it's a big deal.
It sucks.
It sucks. And I mean, you're even afraid to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And it's a very scary situation. And when we have President Cheeto not really doing what needs to be done here and talking about, you know, loosening restrictions, and it's like, no, we need to lock this stuff down. And thankfully, most of the states now are doing the right thing, including our own Colorado here, as of this morning. But I just hope it's going to be enough.
Are you guys in Colorado still able to like go for walks or walk your dog, or are you in total lockdown?
It's just you're not supposed to go out driving around going to, you know, like public places that, I mean, sure, you can go to a park and walk around, maintain your social distance kind of a thing, but at least so far. But obviously bars and restaurants, they closed those down about a week ago, except for delivery and takeout. And now effectively you can't go anywhere unless it's an emergency. But yeah, if you want to go for a walk, I don't think they're going to try and do anything about that.
No.
And I also don't think they're necessarily enforcing this a whole lot. It's a gubernatorial order at this point. But how much people pay attention to it remains to be seen.
And if
Does your order
states are doing good? Yeah.
Well, does your order also have restrictions for, like, in Minnesota, if we go against this gubernatorial order, it is a misdemeanor with a potential $1,000 fine and jail time. Do you guys also have
It is
that?
now.
I haven't seen
It
that.
is now.
I haven't
By the
seen
way,
that.
did you want that UPS website, that HTTP, and then it's the // but it's USPS.com, and you can go there, you can sign up and log in, and you can start tracking your mail. And if something doesn't appear, then you can also make complaints on that page.
Oh, good.
So,
Cool.
yep.
I know that the mail has been getting a little bit more sporadic. Even the junk mail seems to be coming only every other day now. And I did read a report that the post office does plan to shut down here in a couple of weeks, which, I mean, that alone is just going to be huge. And I don't entirely
looks
get
like-
that.
I
From
don't
what
get it
understand
either,
of the
and-
virus, I mean, if they're wearing gloves or whatever, and honestly, I don't expect this particular virus to be passed through the mail anyway. So
I don't think so, no.
I don't see it as being a threat. I mean, they're in their little trucks, they go out, and maybe they would have to stagger the delivery a little more than they already do. But I should think they'd be able to get the mail out and get it delivered. And especially
me
since
too.
a lot
I
of
just got
people
my
get their
notification.
a lot of people get their
got my
medication
notification.
by mail now. I know I do. And
I do.
so
too.
I mean, I've got a couple of medical conditions, and I have to take some pills for that.
Yep.
And I get those all because
yeah,
it's
I got
cheaper
my-
to go through an online pharmacy a lot of times. That's simply the way to go.
My
so.
insurance requires doing it for one of my specialty meds, but yeah, I got my USPS informed delivery daily. They usually come at 7 a.m, and I've got 2 pieces of political mail. And let's see, do I have arriving? And no packages from them today. So I get that every morning.
Yeah,
Then
see, and
if
that's
it doesn't come.
Right, then you can say that it didn't show up, and see, that's a nice thing. But yeah, I wonder when they're going to admit that packages aren't going to show up, because that's going to start a panic, because they're telling everybody to order everything online. That now the Postal Service has decided, which, okay, to some degree, I understand. It can live on cardboard for over 24 hours. But why can't you just quarantine new packages that come in for 24 hours in a back room and then deliver them? Is it that hard to delay the mail by 1 day?
Yeah, just slow stuff down a little bit. Handle it with gloves and your masks and everything, and just be careful precautions.
Yeah,
And wash
run
your
it under some
hands.
UV light for Pete's sakes, But yeah,
I'm just concerned.
They could also put
Well-
UV lights in the trucks and in the storage areas
Yep.
and stuff, and that would kill
That's Yep, right.
they could.
9% of that
They
shit.
could just run it through it.
Yeah, how hard would that be? Put some bulbs in the room that the packages come into, and within a half hour, everything's killed for sure, as long as they were exposed for 30 minutes to the UV light, and that's it.
Yep.
They
Yep.
just won't. They're
Yep,
gonna,
my
they're gonna
air
go
They
filter-
just
under.
won't know.
They're gonna go under. So sorry.
Yep, they will.
Well, the United
They
States
will.
Postal Service has been struggling for many years, and this could be a killer for it. But at the same time, it is a government facility, and it's something that needs to keep going, because we don't want to start sending our regular mail through one of the other carriers, because that's immensely expensive. You don't want to send a regular letter. You don't want to get your bills that way. And I know that I like to get my stuff electronically, but not everybody can do that. As modernized as most folks are, there's still certainly plenty of folks that don't get anything electronically. They don't have an email address.
Especially
So-
the elderly that just
Yeah.
never were raised with technology and computers and laptops and
And that's
You know,
that's what I'm
smartphones.
concerned about for the group here that are at my place. They usually go to like adult daycares during the day. Who's bringing them their meds? Who's bringing them their stuff? If packages aren't coming, and I know people are going to order stuff, I mean, you know, even those who are elderly and hip, you know, I mean, are they going to want to go to the post office? Absolutely not. Did we want to go to the post office? Absolutely not. But what can you do when they're like, we're holding your packages hostage at the post office, even though we've been telling you for 3 days, they're on their way, they're on the next truck, just wait for them. He'll come after a second route of the day, yada, just stringing us along. And they're stringing the American people along at this point. And how long are they going to be able to do that before people get completely frustrated?
Not to
And
mention
this
the fact
becomes an
it's-
issue.
It's a whole lot unhealthier saying, well, we don't want people gathering, but here, go to the post office rather than having a automatically distanced delivery. So you
Yeah.
can get crowds of people at the post office instead, which
Well, that's what Mr. Tyre brought up when he went. He was like, okay, so it's better to have everybody congregating at the post office somehow than individually having the carrier deliver things.
it doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense to me either, because
It
I
makes
get there
absolutely
no
no
contact. It doesn't. And I get for the signature required packages not wanting to do that right now. But everything else, there's no reason, you know, during Christmas time, they sure just throw them on our front porches and don't care. Now, all of a sudden during coronavirus, they care. I mean, I'm just having a hard time with that.
I think
Yeah,
they're doing a
doesn't make any
verbal
sense.
agreement so people don't touch stuff. You know, they've got the little electronic handheld device. I know
Right.
several kinds of businesses are doing that. You know, even Walmart does that when you go and have them load your car with groceries at the pickup thing. They no longer have you push the button, you know.
I was
saying
gonna
you're
say,
separate.
this whole social distancing, which I agree with, but it's like, okay, you stand 6 feet away from everybody at the grocery store, but all the same people are touching the same pin thing and all that kind of crap. So,
Right.
yeah, I think the post office, unless they know something we don't, is getting
Right.
blown out of proportion here, because now it's like not only 6 feet, you can't touch anything that somebody else has touched because you're going to get the coronavirus. So I think
It might be the union too. They've got a really strong union who might
Yeah, who
be.
knows? Hey,
Yeah, and that's true too, to keep their health and safety. And there are 20 postal carriers who are out with coronavirus. So that could be, or maybe they do know something we don't know, Tim.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because they're all touching
there's
the same
20 of them
crap.
out.
They're all touching the
Yeah.
same crap. Think about it.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all in there working with each other and in their space. And, you know, is 6 feet enough personal distancing in space? You know, with particles like from a sneeze can travel so far, you know, is that really enough space? And like you said, if I touch it and I have the coronavirus and then you come behind me and you're purchasing things and it lives on those surfaces for that long, how is it helping?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'll try to catch my postal carrier since I've gotten something delivered.
Yeah.
She
Yeah. And just,
She chat.
yeah, if
And I
you
will
just
ask
chit
her
chat,
if she knows.
yeah, and let us know,
I'll let
because
you
we
know
want to
if I
know.
Yeah.
Yes, the same thing that I have heard, or if she's heard that, or just even mentioning in you know, passing, like, oh, did you hear in Minnesota they're not giving out packages and people have to go to the post office, just to gauge her response, like, oh, I've heard there's about people doing
we
that
chit
or
chat
whatever.
all the time.
Hey,
She loves
Bonnie.
my dog.
Yeah, I'd be
My dog loves
interested to
her.
know if there's been rumors or if anybody's talked about it, or if this is something that they've only decided here, or if this is going to be nationwide, or what.
Bonnie, I have a
Well, if she
question
knows
for you.
something, I know I can get her to
Bonnie.
tell me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question for you. Lisa in the
Yeah.
chat room wants to know, do you know anybody, does anybody know anybody in New York City or Washington that are on the front lines of the healthcare out there? Do you know anybody?
I should talk to my neighbor next door. She's a surgical nurse at Evergreen Hospital.
Oh, that's the one.
I know a lot. But if I see
Oh, I
her,
bet.
I'll definitely ask her if her husband is out, because he'll tell me. Jamie will tell me.
All right.
And I'm trying to think who else.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause you are in
even
ground
the
zero.
nurses aren't even walking their dogs. I've got people in the neighborhood that are, medical people, and I'm not even seeing them out walking their dogs like they normally do. So I don't know if it's because they're working, or what.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll wait for Christina if I get a chance to see her, because I missed her. She came, knocked on my door a week ago, to ask if I was okay and needed anything, which was really cool. And
well, that's wonderful.
Yeah, they're really good neighbors. Yeah. So I will. I'll just keep watching for any movement down there, and if I see, because he's been doing stuff outside and working out in their yard, so I'll do my best to try to dig and manipulate and get somebody to say
Get on
something.
the beat,
'Cause people
Bonnie.
like to
Get on the
talk.
beat. Yeah, they do.
Oh,
People
I
do
will.
like to talk.
I'm a digger anyway. I I can be a little pain sometimes locally to the local politicians sometimes, but
Oh, I bet you're feisty with them.
Oh, I bet.
oh yeah, get on
I
the
like
email thing and get everybody together and log them on. We kept an apodment from tearing down an old house here on this side of town that's
Nice.
historical, and I come in. I was digging where what all the mayor and city council people owned in other places who had come here, and man, they just threw up their hands and gave up. Yeah, I'm a digger.
Yay!
Yay.
Hey guys,
we need more people like that in the world.
I need to interrupt here. I actually have a phone appointment here in a few minutes. So
Okay.
I am actually going to drop out here for just a bit, and hopefully the call won't take too long, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
I think
Well,
I'm
good
going
to
to
hear
drop
your
too.
voice.
I've got work to do, but it was fun talking to you guys.
All right,
And
Andrew.
hopefully I'll talk again.
All right, great. Stay safe.
Sounds
Thanks a lot.
fine.
Talk to you through work, Andy.
All right. Bye.
All
I
right.
actually work with Andy.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, you ladies had me thinking now. I mean, might as well just go to the edge with this. The whole social distancing thing is great, but now I'm thinking, think of all the common stuff we touch: gas pumps, doors, ATM machines, blah 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 blah. So really, in all honesty, it's like, is this social distancing crap even effective?
Mm-hmm.
And they've proven
Yeah.
that in certain situations it's not. Places like, South Korea, didn't do necessarily full social distancing, but they did some of these practices. Other places that did no social distancing still have low cases. So that's one of the reasons why my governor said he doesn't want a full lockdown, because there's no proof that full Wuhan style lockdown works.
Yeah, well, I carry Purell in my car. I mean, I go to the store, I shop, I get out, go back out to my car. I clean my hands even before I pet the dog,
Right.
Just because. And I also clean off the handle of the shopping cart. If I do have to go in, like yesterday, get something for Sherman, he wanted his doggy treat. So,
of course, you can't do without those. You might not wake up the next day if you don't bring snacks.
Yeah.
I know how dogs are with their snacks. They're not playing. They're like, oh no, where's my daily treat? And if you don't have it, we are depressed. We are depressed.
Oh no, he just turns into a wild child if he doesn't get them. He's not a year yet, and he's a German Shepherd, so very.
Oh yeah,
high
so
energy
no
prey drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I had to walk him before I even came in and got on, checked to see if you guys were going to be on today. So
Right.
you already got
you got to get his exercise in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I'm
clean
concerned
everything.
about the social distancing too. I mean, does it really work? Is it really going to be to our benefit? My question of the day is, Tim, and I'd be interested to know your opinion. How long can this really last?
Well, that's
Like, yeah, we're all playing nice right now, but I mean, how long can it really last with this whole social distancing? And how messed up will people's brains be reprogrammed not to interact with people after this event because of the trauma and shock? It's like trauma bonding,
Well,
but like reverse.
it doesn't take that long. It doesn't actually take that long,
No, it's like 21 days
studied
to
that.
change like your mental patterns, so.
Right, and the syndromes of prisoners being isolated. I mean, they can be combative, and within 30 days they start. They kind of get to that point where, oh well, there's nothing I can do, and then to pull them back out of it, it's you'd have to totally rewire your brain, like you said, which you can, but it's not easy.
No, it's not. But during trauma bonding, it's not that hard either, though. When you're having a traumatic experience, it's like Stockholm syndrome, like you said. You begin to love your captor. You forget. You start to feel sorry for them. All these things that we're kind of going through. And I think right now we're having some Stockholm syndrome from the government. And my question that I'm going to pose is, how does that work? Oh, I'm going to leave you guys to it. This is the Postal Service. I'll be back.
Okay. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Now we'll get some real news.
I think she put it on mute. Damn it. I wanted to hear what she said.
I did too.
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, I don't know. I mean, to answer her question, I don't think you can put a time on how long this is going to take. They're letting prisoners out of jail in prison for a reason. They just don't do that. They just don't open the door and go, "Oh, well, you're free to go." It's like, no, there's something wrong. So they apparently don't want it spreading by contact in a self-contained lockdown environment. Letting them out, I don't think
with
is
shared air station. 120 prisoners they're letting out of King County Jail, which is the county right next to me tomorrow. And, that's downtown Seattle where it is. And, they've had a lot of problems down there. So they must be people that have some place to go, the people that they're releasing. I hope to God they're not releasing homeless people who are going to get back out into circulation. That would be, well, I just don't. It'd be a whole boatload of crap for people to deal with. Yeah.
It all depends on how you look at this thing, because and this is how I think with a red pill perspective and out of the box. But if they're locking us down, okay, if they're locking the public down or whatever, social distancing, blah, 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 but they want us to contain it and watch what we're doing with other people and locking us down. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that what a prison and a jail is? Locking people down?
Kind of feels like that. Yeah, we're kind of like
wait. Just wait. Hang on. Wait. Don't go off on a tangent. Just wait. Slow down a little bit.
Okay.
When we want to lock people down, you contain them and you throw, and if they're really naughty, they're in jail or prison, correct?
Right.
Okay. Then how come they let them out?
The only answer that I got for King County was that they wanted to stay within the rules that the governor let out that said social distancing so many feet per person, and to do that they had to let people out, especially if they were sharing cells.
All right. Yeah, I was.
It was all about social distancing.
That's exactly what I was thinking of, but that doesn't mean. So I'm envisioning that they just open the gates like on the movie or the cell jail, whatever. I mean, I've never been in jail, but they open the doors and they let everybody out. So is that incorrect? Did they just let enough people out? Because I know these jails were overcrowded, where there was just one inmate per cell, or what did they do?
That's a good question. I think I'll have to ask our local news media, put it up to question, because they've been going online a lot on YouTube, and you can shoot questions off to some of, the local, like Seattle news people. So thanks, I'll ask that. And I also want to know if they tested them for the virus before they let them go.
Yeah, I heard somebody got charged $9,000 for that test. I don't know if it's true or not, but it cost them $9,000 to get tested. Yeah, you don't hear about that.
Got to find out. I thought that the federal government the FEMA was gonna cover that now.
I know somebody got it tested before they decided who was doing what, and they got a bill for $9,000. So,
yeah, they might have insisted on it, and since there were so few, they probably chalked up the price to make people stop and think, do I really need to take this test? But yeah, I don't know. Those are great questions. So I'm gonna have to do some.
If lockdown and containment is the answer, then they shouldn't let these people out of prison and jail. I mean, but us free people out here, us free people that have the right to roam around and respect social distancing, I'll just give that, can't go anywhere. But the ones that are locked up are free to go. So in that sense, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, I want to know that. That bugs me. You're talking about King County and then Seattle City Council. The facility is within the city, so I'm curious what because they yak all the time about political things and policy. No, now you don't hear them at all. I'm not in Seattle, but right. I'm in the county right next to them, and so we get all their news. And it's amazing how the politicians have all become silent, locally anyway, statewide. At the state level, you don't hear anything from senators, state congressional people. Not a peep.
No, and it's interesting. And Mel and I were talking about. No, was it Mel and I? I think it was some friends of mine. Like, well, Tim, when do you think the government's finally going to do something about this? And I said, well, when the mayor's daughter gets it, or the governor's son gets it, or, when it starts getting into the political system, then they'll go, oh shit, we got to do something about this. And the timing is suspicious, but I think there's some validity to that. They didn't take action until it started affecting them.
Well, it's that way with the financial system too.
Oh God, I know. Don't get me started. This is such a joke. This is just such a joke. It's so.
Well, it's like all the shit's hitting the fan. Every once.
From every angle, yeah. Except this time it's from the bottom down, and then of course that's affecting the people at the top. And again, they're crying and screaming that they don't have any money. And Kramer made a comment again this morning about, well, small businesses, if they're not run right, they can't handle this. And it's like, because they don't have the cash reserves. Well, they don't have the cash reserves because the government taxes you on the cash reserves. So they try to run their liquidity by closing their books, whatever their financial year is, for 12 months. And they get rid of all their cash, or they go buy vehicles, or they go buy capital expenditures for equipment, computers. So the system's rigged against the small business owner to save anything or any liquidity or safety net, because the government's going to come in and take 20% of it every single year.
Yep.
So I'm getting sick and tired.
To me, is horrendous.
Oh, it's ridiculous. That's not a profit. That's just that's a reserve. There should be laws passed. If you have this in a quote unquote reserve, liquidity, whatever financial goofy fucking name, but a liquidity financial reserve, the liquidity reserve account, whatever you want to call it, where it can sit there and we won't touch it and tax you as profit. It'll be on your books, off your books, as far as a taxable line in accounting. And if you need it for a rainy day, it's there. And then even put requirement that when you can only dip into it. But yeah, this is freaking ridiculous, man. This reminds me of 2008 again. and I had to dip, and my wife at the time had to dip into our IRA, and we wiped every dime out for capital injection and liquidity into the company. And the only thing I heard from the IRS was, when are we going to get our cut, which was 60%. Well, between the state and the feds and 10% penalties and interest, yeah, it was 60% of it went to that kind of stuff. So,
You know, they ought to set something up like you said, but similar to the private, you know, the health accounts that people can get from their employers and pay into it, and then use it to pay for other co-pays and other bills. But you handle it. You aren't forced to get one, but you can. They ought to have something like that for businesses, you know, that, you know, maybe have some conditions about it, but where, man, you hit the jackpot for a while, be able to stow it away and then use it for, you know, purchasing, whether it be, you know, supply or overhead, whatever the rules would be. But that would be a much better way to help the small business people.
right. And it could be
Very similar.
It could be a dollar. It could be a dollar amount based on what your liabilities are total for the year, and the government can't touch that reserve. So you can, or even a 3-month, or, you know, I don't even know how long this is going to last. It's going to last at least 90 days. So, but I would say a very good safety net cushion would be, you have 1 year of your liabilities in a reserve liquidity fund for your company to survive, and the government can't touch it. So you have a chance in hell to do that. And in my opinion, since the 08 meltdown, somebody should have came up with that idea and made it into law. But no, everybody got bailed out, so there's no reason to even think about it. So this is a wait all over again. And what?
You gotta wonder if our politicians even thought of that, because, you know, they've got Wall Street talking to them. They're not thinking about the individual little guy and you know, the really small business. I'm not talking about where they have 150 employees. I'm talking about 10 employees. Those are the people that really need it.
Right.
And, you know, I think that would be a good idea, just like health services that people can buy into, not, you know, a liquidity account for, you know, any day for extra bills that come up when you have a shortage of business, you know, during a period of time, so that you can still, you know, meet all your obligations and, you know, draw off of it. I, you know, and where you would get special benefits and not be taxed, like, say, regular savings account, you know. So they need something like that for small business.
And not to mention, for individuals, they can dip into their retirement without getting penalized and taxed for times like this too.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And they can say,
boy,
well,
I think we just solved our economic problems for the little
I don't know.
person.
I don't know about that, but it's just a little bit of common sense and experience in what I'm seeing. And they're just trying to put Band-Aids and patches on things. And somebody needs to say or do something, because the government bailing everybody out is not the answer. That what we need to do is all work together. And they gave that illusion back in 08. Oh yeah, we're going to work together and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Well, then you worked with them and complied. Like, oh, wow, they actually care. And then you do what they say, and then you call them back and, oh no, we can't redo your loan, and you owe us 3 payments, and your credit is destroyed, and your house is in foreclosure.
Well, yeah.
So I don't trust these people for nothing.
Yeah. Well, their solution is to throw money at you and say yes, but you got to pay it back with a ridiculous sort of interest, like what the Fed gives the banks, and then, you know, what they do is give the people the tools, like a specific account, because they handle their own money so much better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they haven't invested that is a tool that you can give people, small business owners, opposed to throwing money at them, you know, but having huge interest attached to it. I mean, yeah, they need to be giving, let the little guy come up with the solutions, you know. And I'm not talking about those that are considered a small business with 150 employees. You know, I'm talking about the 10 employees, 5 employees working for them. You know, those people really could use those kinds of opportunities. Yeah, that's the way I see it. But
what happened to Scarlett? Is she beating up the postal worker, or what is she doing?
they probably put her on terminal hold after they said hello. This is
Oh,
so-and-so.
God.
Can you hold on for a moment? You know,
Yeah.
and then hope she hangs up.
Mm-hmm.
Out of getting frustrated. Terminal hold.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the how long this is gonna last, and then I think I'm gonna close the show here pretty quick. But it's already been an hour and 10 minutes. I can't believe it.
Okay.
I think if they continue to do what they're doing, I think this may last up 6 months to a year at the most.
Yeah.
Because it's going to keep getting passed and
Yeah.
reinfected with people. But I don't think letting out prisoners that have broke the law. I really kind of have a doubt they're going to adhere to social distancing. And were these inmates tested and then held for 14 more days to see if they did pick it up before they were released? So I'm
agreeing.
I really, there's too many variables on this, because what government's doing and saying and acting on, they're not doing what they're telling us to do. So I find that very odd. Don't do as I do, do as I say. And although it's not martial law and you're not locked down in your house, but the people that are locked down in a facility, we're going to let them go. And they're going to do whatever the fuck they want, because they will, because that's who they are. And we can't.
Yep.
Or we shouldn't, I say.
Well,
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. No, I agree. I absolutely agree. But if we don't get this somewhat settled, and before, you know, by the end of September, October 1st, the month of October, critical time for budgets.
Mm-hmm.
And everything from Medicare to private businesses doing their annual budgets to, you know, figuring out financial what's going to happen and get set up, you know, for the next, year, depending on what their budgets go. But October's a critical month. That's also when we've had some of our biggest financial disasters. So I think we need to get things settled before that, or if not by October, I just can't seem it doing any good. That is the flag date that I'm looking at.
And as far as the coronavirus, I mean, and this is what kind of Scarlett was referring to, is the psychological damage or the behavioral changes that is done for us when we're in and around other people now. Because I already got people doing it now. They're already standing 5-6 feet away from me, and your natural response is like, well, what the fuck is wrong with you? But that's going to be the norm now, for people just involuntarily standing 5-6 feet apart from each other, which is weird.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I don't know how long it'll last. Either that, or if they I call them sanctions, actually, because that's what they feel like. But if that, either people are just going to stay with it, or they're going to go free at last, go Bazarac. It's going to be one of the two.
Right. Well, I think this could end in 3 months. I also think it could last till the end of the year. It's all going to depend on how people think of other people, their behaviors, their attitude, common sense, social distancing, hand sanitizer, coughing, sneezing, hell, even rubber gloves. I mean, because what I was with the common contact of inanimate objects, well, yeah, I got to stay 5 feet away from that person. And then you walk up and use the freaking keypad or the gas pump or door handle or whatever that someone else just touched. So, it's more than just looking at somebody and going, and this is really going to freak people out, especially OCD people. It's like, oh my God, they may have it. I got to stay away as I touch the toilet handle and the door stall and the toilet paper handle and the sink in the bathroom and the gas pump and yada, yada, yada. But see, now you're going to start thinking, oh my God, I can't fucking touch anything, which is OCD times a million.
Yep. And you can't touch the spray gun with the disinfectant because someone else's finger had been on it. So, you know, it's
this is
just like this vicious circle.
It's gonna fuck. It's gonna fuck with people's
I have
heads.
clients that had that very severe. Yeah. It's really bad.
Most women I've lived with have had it. The last one I had, she had it really bad, and I'm like, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Really? So if everything
That
just
would drive me
isn't
crazy.
perfectly, the world's gonna end or something horrible is gonna happen to you, right? I don't get it. But see, OCD is a little bit different now because you're supposed to touch things and fix them and put them in the right order and arrange them and they're perfect. But if you do that, you may die. So it's like I can't even imagine what's going through their head on that. So I understand it.
Yeah,
Don't
my
get me
cousin
wrong.
had it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. It's really bad. Yeah, he'd go around and close all the cupboard doors, and if one kind of popped open just a little bit again, he'd have to go around the whole kitchen and do every cupboard and drawer again.
Yeah, oh my God.
In an old house that settles, so you know things pop open. Yeah, it was terrible.
Well, I'll tell you what. I want to thank you for calling in as usual. I love your insight and your feedback. And if you could help Lisa out and everybody else, if you can talk to your health expert or whatever nurse or whoever's in the health industry and kind of get some info on what the hell is going on, I'd appreciate it.
Yep, I'll do my best.
And you can
That'll
call in
be
tomorrow.
one of my goals. Yep. If I find out, I definitely will. I'll tell you when I'm listening tomorrow. If someone pushes my button, then I'll call.
Okay. Well, I can do that. So I'll just bring up insurance. I know it pushes your buttons.
Oh no. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll get Bonnie to call in. I'll just talk about insurance. There she goes.
Piss her off.
That's right. I'll make her call.
Yeah.
So, but no, thank you very much. And I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to say a little rant here about the business and the economy. And
yes, I'm going to hang up and
call
let
this
you go.
Let me go. Give me this
Okay.
mic. God damn it. I'm going to go. All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
buddy.
you got it. You got it. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks. All right, guys. So I just want to express my concerns on this because it's my show and I can. So, but no, seriously, I know a lot of people are intending to do a lot of good things. In my industry, which is service and repair of mostly commercial restaurant equipment and maintaining it and installing it, it's all gone bye-bye. The restaurants, for the most part, are closed except takeout. I'm probably going to lose my job here soon. I would expect it. If it doesn't happen, that'd be great. I really never, well, last time I got fired, I started my own company. So, besides working for a family too, I've been fired, but that was my dad. So I don't want to get into that. But I've never really been fired per se, except one time. And it's debatable whether it was legitimate or not. But in any case, I'm probably going to get fired again. I'm sure a lot of people have or laid off or whatever. You're going to be unemployed. I don't care what term you put on it. Furloughed, fired, laid off. You're not working. Is the problem. Again, and then since 2008, in my opinion, there hasn't been anything to, and I don't want to say protect or ensure or give any type of security, but there's been nothing put into place for us hardworking common folk. and there still isn't. And the government's answer to everything is printing more money and throwing money at it. And now we have corporations that are actually, I'm not taking a phone call. I'm ending the show, sorry. Now we have corporations that are acting like they care. And I'm not saying they don't. But it was never upfront or priority, in my opinion, and it sure wasn't shown through the 90s with downsizing and you training people the job that you had, or maybe your grandparents had, or your dad had, third generation, and you're training somebody from another country because they're going to relocate the plant and your job to another country and pay them 10 cents on the dollar. And you go home without a job and collect unemployment, and you can't pay your bills, and your livelihood and your standard of living is lowered. So a big corporation can make even more money. Now, don't get me wrong. I am very impressed in how companies are stepping up to make all the medical and personal protection devices, or whatever they're calling them. And they don't even do that. So I guess there is some hope and some humanitarianism for them. But it's really sad that it takes something like this for that to come out. But quite honestly, I'm sick and tired of profits over people. I'm sick and tired of people thinking they're geniuses and making $20 million a year when they're using basic math that a kindergartner could do with a crayon. There's no caring for your employees and their livelihood or their families or their health care or anything else. It's about making stockholders happy and driving your stock price up, anywhere from cutting and slashing and gashing costs and relocating to another country that's a communist country, by the way. You can figure that one out. So you can make more money, and people now can't pay their bills. Call it capitalism, call it what you want. It's not capitalism. If you're out of this country operating, you are not an American company. This is just the way it is. A lesson that I don't think is going to be learned either is that our supply chain, at least 90% of the medical stuff, among other things, has been stopped from China. And everybody's up in arms and freaking out. It's like, oh my God. It's like, what do you mean, oh my God? And then we hear on the TV that, oh, well, they're a communistic country and they against human rights and all that. Well, where was that thinking in the boardroom when you assholes decided to move your company to China? So there is no customers. There are, I should say, there are no customers. There is no income stream to these businesses. And I put the full blame on the people that decided to move out of the country and take our jobs and take our supply chain and put it in the hands of a communist country that could really care fucking less whether we live or we die. And I'm talking about the government, not the people. And all these smart people are up in arms now. Oh my God, what do we do? Never in the history have we had employees being laid off, no workers, and no income from customers. It's not a demand issue, it's a supply chain issue. And throwing money and bailing companies out, I'm sorry, is not going to work. It may work in addition to this, and this is my feedback and opinion on this. If the banks, once again, isn't it amazing how everything centers around the banks? But if the banks and the mortgage lenders on the commercial side and on the residential side for people with their homes do not help out in this and people are able to survive and pay their, they're going to give me $1,200 a month. Are you fucking kidding me? $1,200 a month when my rent is just under 1,000, just my rent. I mean, I gotta pay fucking toilet paper, just like everybody else, if you can find it. $1,200 a month. What planet do you live on? Apparently, it's not here. And any legislation that's passed also should have said, and all members of Congress should adhere to this as well, or whatever wording should be said. Whatever they pass for us should be for them. So I would like to see every senator and representative, state representative, and mayors and governors of all the states, for that matter, survive on $1,200 a month. Or if you have a family, $2,400 or whatever it is. $1,200 a month? Where do you live? Buttfuck, Iowa? No offense. You're living in a shack in the middle of the woods with toilet paper, I hope. But the only way this is going to happen is if there's a grace period, a moratorium, or whatever that is at least 90 days and could be longer than that. Because if you make these businesses pay their rent, pay their mortgage, make people pay their mortgage, pay their rent, just because for greed and profits, you're going to drive this country into a situation that cannot be recovered. I don't care how much money you throw at it. What good is money if you don't have a roof over your head or food in your refrigerator, but you can't get to it because you just got evicted because you didn't pay your rent? So throwing money at this situation is 25% of a remedy. The other 75%, if my math is right, 75, 25 is 100, right? I know I went to U46 schools, but forgive me. 75% of this is going to have to be in doing the right thing. I think doing the right thing from passing this recovery bailout package, it's what it is, also should adhere to members of Congress and the government from state to federal. You survive on $1,200 a month, $2,400 a month. See how it feels. And I know they have other money and things like that. Are you on here, Mo? I know they have money they can fall back on, but most of us don't. So if the banks and mortgage lenders do not give people a break on having a roof over their head, everything's going to go to hell. People are going to be homeless. They're going to be thrown out. And if you can make it on $1,200 a month without paying rent, that's great. I may be able to do that. It would sure would help, but nobody's saying anything. So, and I think when things get back to normal, and it's going to take a long time, it's just not going to be the same. So I would be very careful, whoever you are, you use your power wisely, because it's in your hands to either fix it and do the right thing or do the work of evil and destruction and do the wrong thing. But us, we're just doing what you're telling us to do. But I'm telling you right now, there's no moral hazard with me or any gain out of this. Whatever destruction you pass out, you're just going to be fucking yourself, because it's going to come right. You're cutting out the bottom of the pyramid, and people need help. And quite frankly, I'm getting fucking tired of helping you. And when it comes to helping us, you turn your back and leave us to die. And that's what you're going to do. So you better think long and hard about it. People out there, you better plan for that. But quite honestly, I don't know what you're going to do.
I don't know what I'm going to do. If I get evicted, I don't know. I guess I got to move to where? Where's there going to be jobs? Are we all going to have to live in the same house with 10 people in it just to survive? And then you got the town or the city banging it. Well, you can't have that many people in a residence. It's against blah, blah, blah. Of course, unless you have a hotel license, then you can have 10 people in here. Go fuck yourself. Are you kidding me? Oh, I don't know. All the licensing and the regulations and the permits and this and that and everything else is all going to backfire because they're going to enforce that. But really, quite honestly, what are your options? Give me a job. Give me a job. Or give me a temporary income where I can live. And give me a break. Give us a break. I think everybody's being very calm and fair about this, but in the end, the people on top of the pyramid always win. But I'm telling you, this time the bottom's out. And if you don't fix it, it's all going to come crashing down. So you can take your money, you can resign as the CEO, you can disappear, you can do whatever you want to do and leave like a coward and toss a bomb, and all the collateral damage is going to be done because you know what? You don't fucking care because it's not going to affect you. So that's a coward and that's wrong. And it's not a leader. It's an asshole. So there you go. If I don't get fired for this one, I probably won't. But that's it. Thanks for listening. Just think about what I said. But yeah, it's really not easy to fix, but it's common sense. Don't take money away from people that they don't have it. And don't give them a crumb when they're starving to death and then take it back. And then don't expect that person for them to give you the food that they don't have. So the other assholes that cause this problem can eat. I mean, this is wrong. This whole system's wrong. And it's got to be fixed. And if we don't all do it together, we're all going to fall. And I really, truly hope I am wrong. So there you go. There's something to think about. And that's what happens when you give me my show back by myself. So there you go. Hey man, that's the reality of it. But people got to give us a break, man. I've had enough of this shit. So, okay. So that's it. I just barely recovered from losing everything 2 years ago. I really haven't recovered, but yeah, just knocked down again to losing everything. And I really, truly don't want anybody to go through that. But unfortunately, it appears to be so. So there you go. Educate yourself, listen to other people's opinions, and make up your own mind. But like I said, if we don't get a break and they don't do the right thing, it's going to be really bad. And then you're going to have to listen to me longer because I don't have anything to do and I'm going batshit fucking nuts here anyway. So, all right. So that's it. Thanks for listening to the show. Share the show. And we will be back hopefully at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And it's Van Halen Friday. I may pick up the guitar, but I played for over an hour last night and I got a big old blister on my finger and it hurts like hell. But that's what I get for not picking up the guitar enough, because if you did, you wouldn't have these, because you usually get calluses. But yeah, I got a big old blister this morning. I'm like, what in the fuck is wrong with my finger? Like, big old blister, but we'll see anyway. So have a great day. Thanks for listening to the show and share the show. And thanks for everybody in the chat room. Thanks for Scarlett for calling in. Mel, of course, Green D, Leah K, Bonnie, who else was in here? And that's it. And everybody else on Facebook Live and Facebook, I really, truly appreciate it. I'm not trying to bring you down. I'm trying to make you think. That's it. So swallow a big old fucking red pill and figure this shit out before it's too late. Then you can be crazy like me. All right. Thanks for going down another rabbit hole with me. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. And thank God it's Friday. You have been listening to another exciting episode of the Original Red Pill Show. Stay safe. Bye.